Hello, and welcome to Talking Pharmaceuticals, an interview series brought to you by Making Pharmaceuticals and Distributing Pharmaceuticals. I'm Victoria Emerton, Conference Director at the events, which next take place in April 2025. And in the lead up, I'll be joined by experts from UK Pharma to discuss the big issues and look ahead to their involvement in the events. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Nim Pancholi, founder of All About Soft Skills. Nim, thank you so much for your time and welcome to Talking Pharmaceuticals.
Hi, Victoria. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm excited.
It's lovely to talk to you. So you are a very busy you have a lot of involvement in Making Pharmaceuticals this year, in that you are giving a keynote called the Unfinished QP, and you're also delivering a masterclass on the route to leadership, which we're very excited about. So should we start with why you come to Making Pharmaceuticals and Distributing Pharmaceuticals? What's in it for you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I absolutely love the event, I have to say. This is my 5th year coming along, and I'm excited more than ever before, as you know, with my involvement. So I'm really looking forward to it. I guess the reason I come is I love keeping up with the trends and the knowledge base. The people you have doing the talks, doing the workshops, I absolutely absorb it like a sponge. I enjoy listening to them and like I said, keeping up with trends. The other reason I would say is networking. I absolutely love catching up with old friends and colleagues in the industry, as well as meeting new people. The expo is fantastic. I do get around to most stands over the 2 days and build those relationships and get, and share and take information from it. The other big thing for me in particular is visibility. So as the event is able to draw in so many people under one roof, it brings me to see how the pharmaceutical industry is changing. And it's fantastic for me to be able to, as a whole, see how the industry is changing and see it on a larger scale. So I absolutely love it with the amount of people you bring into this event.
That's really good to hear, and it's certainly a busy couple of days. You need to be well organised and plan ahead in what sessions you're going to. So what are you going to be up to over the 2 days in April?
So I am, as you mentioned already, I'm there for both days. On the first day, we're doing a keynote and called the Unfinished QP, and it's a very exciting one because as it says in the name, the Unfinished QP, it's understanding a career journey in the pharmaceutical industry that didn't go to plan and why it didn't go to plan. So I'm excited about that one, to be able to kind of help people understand a journey that possibly is what they wanted and it didn't pull through. The second day, we're doing a masterclass, so the route to leadership, and we'll be covering aspects such as self-awareness, others' awareness. We're going to touch on personality traits, but also how important having a passion and excitement in your career journey in the pharmaceutical industry has a huge role to play going towards leadership. So it should be good. It should be very packed, that second day on the masterclass.
Excellent. I'm sure you'll have a huge and interested audience at both those sessions.
I hope so.
So what makes leadership skills so critical in the pharmaceutical industry compared to other industries?
I think in the pharmaceutical industry, leadership is so critical. And I say this because the sector itself operates at an intersection, and you've got science, you've got healthcare, you've got the business element. So what I mean by that is leaders in this industry have to be able to navigate such complexity. You're looking at regulatory requirements, you're looking at compliance standards, you want to be able to drive innovation, you want to be able to manage multicultural, multi-generational and teams, which is such a hard thing to do, as well as ensuring that you're producing the most successful life-saving drug while meeting business objectives. So it's such a complex. Now, we all know that to be able to have these type of people that build these, develop these amazing life-saving drugs are a certain type of person. But at the same time, we want to be able to ensure that those type of people whose goals and missions and visions are high quality, safety, and efficacy is also meeting business objectives and meeting those kind of skills which are needed in the industry.
Certainly a lot of plate spinning. Yes, you put that very well. So why do you believe leadership skills are more important now than ever before?
So I really do think that the way the world has had an impact, the way, we've had so many huge changes, the pandemic has had a massive impact. And we all know that. We've entered the world of hybrid working. We've been doing that for a while now. Those roles in the pharmaceutical industry that were very much office-based can now be working from home. And I guess the huge element that we're missing and is why it's important is because, a simple example would be we're face-to-face. If we're face-to-face, you'd be reading me very differently, we're currently all missing 80% of someone's communication, their body language, their little tweaks they do, their breathing, and we're missing that element. So I feel that these leaders now have to be able to be more flexible and adaptable, especially with the amount of changes we go through. And on top of that, it's understanding that when I was in the working world, there are approximately 3 generations in the working industry. Now, because of the global impacts we've had, we're looking at about 5 generations. And I don't mean to put people in boxes, but it's important to understand how these generations need to work together to be effective. So it is critical that we're working together and not working against each other.
Yeah, sure. Understanding each other and listening as well, key factors. So what leadership skills are most in demand for leaders in the pharmaceutical sector today?
Yeah. Like I mentioned, I think the top one has to be effective communication. That is number one. There are so many amazing key skills. We're looking at critical thinking, we're looking at adaptability and flexibility. Even emotional intelligence is just as important. The key thing to remember, and I think we should all remind ourselves, is leaders, if you look back in generations or just a good few years ago, leadership traits were very different. Traits such as being quite demanding, quite aggressive, and quite persuasive in your approach was actually a good thing for leaders. And now, or at least in the last 5 to 10 years, we're looking very much towards the empathetic leader, the more adaptable and flexible leader, and also those leaders that are able to genuinely inspire, motivate, and be able to build that trust in teams is so much more important. And it's purely because of retention of staff. People seem to be moving around and jumping around a lot more than they used to. So these leaders have to be able to grasp these very different skills than they were used to.
Well, we're excited to have you come and speak at Making Pharmaceuticals, because we haven't covered a topic like this before at the conference. So just to remind everybody, Nim's giving a keynote presentation called The Unfinished QP on the 29th of April, and the masterclass, The Route to Leadership, is being held on the 30th of April, the 29th of April, and the masterclass, The Route to Leadership, is being held on the 30th of April. Nim, thanks so much for your time today. It's been a delight to talk to you. We look forward to seeing you and to everybody watching this Talking Pharmaceuticals interview at the Coventry Building Society Arena on the 29th and 30th of April. Registration for both the conference and the exhibition are free, and registration is open at www.makingpharma.com. We look forward to seeing everyone very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Victoria. I look forward to it.